Welcome to Bear News. I'm Ferlin Lynch.
And I'm Tyler Catalotti. Today we dive into stories from the past week, here and around the world.
Wednesday, January 7th, a woman was fatally shot by federal immigration and custom enforcement officers during an operation in Minneapolis, sparking protests and public outrage. 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good was driving in a South Minneapolis after dropping off her 6-year-old son when she encountered ICE agents, a part of a larger immigration enforcement effort in the city. The Department of Homeland Security said agents believed she tried to drive towards them, and one officer fired his weapon. Video footage from the scene shows the encounter and the following shooting, which occurred as Good was driving in her vehicle.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Police said they are reviewing the incident, and the case has drawn national attention as the debate continues over federal enforcement actions and use of deadly force.
Reports from Iran indicate thousands of protesters have been killed during anti-government protests in a nationwide government crackdown. Human rights and opposition groups claim the death toll could be as high as 12,000, although the number has not been confirmed. Protests erupted in economic hardship, government corruption, and lack of freedom. The protests escalated when the authorities responded with mass arrests, internet shutdown, and lethal force. Independent verification has been difficult due to restrictions on the communication and media in the country. Though official death numbers are far lower, but international observers warn the true death toll may be very underreported. The situation has drawn lots of global concern, with calls from investigators into possible human rights violations.
Nurses all over the state are going on a strike. This is the largest strike the state has seen. NYSNA, which stands for New York State Nurse Association, which has 44,000 in the whole state. 15,000 nurses from Mount Sinai Hospital and Presbyterian Mount Sinai unlawfully fired 3 nurses just hours before nurses went on strike. 14 vocal nurses leaders who spoke up about workplace violence after a shooter came in. They are demanding hospitals to take action to protect patients and nurses' safety. NYSNA is still going on strike for the second day, starting the day before when they went to publicly advocate for their safety and patient safety.
The United States Supreme Court is considering a major decision that could impact student athletes across the country. Justice heard arguments this week in cases challenging state laws that ban transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's sports. The Supreme Court heard more than 3 hours of arguments last Tuesday in cases from West Virginia and Idaho. The laws require public schools and college sport teams to be based on biological sex at birth. They also restrict transgender girls and women from competing on teams that match their gender identity. During the hearing, justice debated whether transgender athletes who receive gender transition treatment have any athletic advantage. They also discussed whether the laws discriminate based on sex or transgender status. The cases were brought by 2 transgender athletes, Lindsay Heckhooks from Idaho and Becky Pepper Jackson from West Virginia. They filed lawsuits several years ago claiming the laws violate the Constitution guarantee of equal protection. They argued that the bans treat them worse than other students, violates Title IX, and completely and excludes transgender girls and women from school sports. Lower courts ruled in favor of Heckhooks and Pepper Jackson. However, state officials in Idaho and West Virginia disagree, stating the law laws do not discriminate against transgender athletes. Lowering courts ruled in a favor of Heckox and Pepper Jackson. However, state officials in Idaho and West Virginia disagree, stating the laws do not discriminate against transgender athletes.
Officials argued that the rules are meant to protect fairness and safety in women and girls sports. 27 states have passed similar laws in recent years. The court has not yet announced when it will release a decision, but when it does, the ruling could shape the future of schools and sports nationwide.
Construction for the MAPS 4 funded stadium is expected to begin this spring, with the venue set to open in early 2028. Funding for the stadium comes from a combination of MAPS 4 funds, a 2025 Oklahoma City bond approved by voters, tax increment financing, and private contributions. City officials say the stadium is designed to be more than a sports venue, serving a gathering place for visitors from across the nation while supporting local teams, events, and the community.
Yesterday marked the official deciding on the court date of Cody Stofala, a Payne County man working as a dental assistant in Stillwater. Stofala, employee of Cosima Oral Surgery, was arrested on July of 2024 for multiple sexual abuse charges, including counts against minors. The biggest piece of evidence against Stofala is a video posted to an Australian messaging site where Stofala was assaulting the victim while they were unconscious from the surgery. Due to the messaging site, messages from the FBI later found out the video, along with others, was on the dark web, allowing for the identification of 17 other victims.
Tampa! Just repeat that last one.
Okay. Along with the others on the dark web, allowing for the identification of 17 other victims. The original court hearing for Stofala's case was on January 16th, where Stofala tried to enter a blind plea to all 18 charges against him. However, due to the case being on short notice, they have having to notify the victims. The court date has been pushed to the 14th, where his blind plea is heard. Assisted by victims' testimonies and evidence from multiple sources online, Stofala is expected to be found guilty.
An Edmond woman is facing charges after police say she attacked an officer with a nail file. On Friday, near Santa Fe Avenue, Edmond police responded to a report of a woman soliciting in the area. Officers say the woman became confrontational when an officer made contact. Police say the woman then struck the officer with a fingernail file. The officer deployed a taser and the woman was taken to the ground without further incident. Authorities say the woman received medical treatment for minor injuries before being taken into custody. Edmond police say the incident remains under investigation.
Thousands of children are reported missing each day in the United States, and one Oklahoma boy is now safe after being gone for more than a week. Ryan Davis is now back with authorities, and the investigation into the home remains active.
Here at Noble High School, the German Club has been doing many fun activities after school. German Club has had many activities since being back to school. The first activity German Club did after Christmas was celebrate the New Year by watching Dinner for One, which is played in Germany on the New Year's Eve since 1972. Another activity German class did was make classic German cookies, which are called pepper cookies. Even though the students were skeptical at first, They all enjoyed the lovely German cookies they made all by themselves. Overall, it looks like German Club had lots of fun and learning about German culture.
Thank you for watching BNN News. I'm Farrell Lynch.
And I'm Tyler Catalotti, signing off.